around the corner, got them shades on my eyes. It's a pretty little thing by my side that's flawless. Why you niggas still chasing roaches? Collecting all this money on the roads like I'm homeless. A nigga like me.
Welcome back, y'all. This is Nicardo Media House. Today I'm gonna do the Media House preview show. But the Gold Cup quarterfinal sets of rounds has come to an end. America beat Canada yesterday, 3-1 penalty. America, they played a good game. Them controlled most of the game yesterday. They have a vast more possession in the game. They scored in the 88th minute. Canada got a penalty in the 93rd minute. And they bring the game to extra time. Canada find another goal in the 109th minute of the game, and America came back in the 114th minute. Canada scored their own goal, and unfortunately, they missed two of their penalties and they're out. Yeah, but semifinals are up on us. It's Wednesday. Panama gonna play America 7 p.m. Eastern time, and the big one of the day, the last game of the doubleheader on the day, Jamaica versus Mexico. That game played in Las Vegas. It's going to be a really, really interesting game. The boys, man, they really played yesterday. Really excited. I'm still feel pumped. I'm feeling much more, even more that we can do this. I'm really motivated just as a player do. As a fan out here, feel good that the team, went over that hurdle and beat Guatemala 1-0 yesterday. It wasn't an easy game. It was tough. Guatemalan fans was right there on the touchline, throwing stuff on the pitch, singing, making noise, just trying to motivate their team. But in the end of the day, they lost the game and Jamaica won. That goal scored by Amari Bell. That game was assist by Damari Gray. It was a beautiful reverse pass. He cut in, act like he was gonna make that shot and reverse pass to Amari Bell. Beautiful finish. But Mexico, the big one, 10 p.m. on Wednesday. We are looking forward to it. I think we played them the last two times we played Mexico. It was in the Nation League. We played them at the office in Kingston. That one drew 1-1, and we played them in the Azteca. That one drew 2-2. I think we should have won that game. So our captain, our goalkeeper, Blake, he was excellent. He made 6 saves yesterday. Blake touches on the ball is getting more and more better. Your man is improving on that, on his long pass, on his short pass, how long he spent on the ball before he released it. I think he has accurate passes of 70% yesterday, long ball 53%, really good from Blake. You can see that the coach is working on him, so it's good to see that. But going into that game on Wednesday, we're gonna need Blake, really need him, because we're gonna be on the back foot in that game, because the Mexicans, they like to attack and stuff like that. Yeah. So in yesterday game, our defenders were really solid yesterday. Javier Brown didn't play well. Damian Lowe have a good game. Deshaun Bernard really had a good game. Amari Bell, had a really high performance game yesterday. Dexter came on the pitch yesterday, and he do his thing. He made a few runs, and he made a few recoveries and stopped the opponents from getting into the box. Our two midfielders, Joel and Kevin Lambert, wasn't so good on the attacking side, but they did what they have to do to stop the team from not scoring and not making too many transitions run into the midfield area. At some point it was really overloaded where they couldn't manage the Guatemalan players, but they did it in the end. Liam Bailey, he had a really quiet game. Damari Gray is, I don't know what to say, man. This guy is performing since he made his debut versus America team. What more can we ask for him? But he's doing what he got to do as a winger, taking on players, scoring goals, making plays and stuff like that. Mikel Antonio still working hard, still needs a goal. I think it will come, but you just have to be patient as a striker. Bobby Reed, trying to link up players, working hard for the team, same way, tracking back, building up plays and stuff like that. But yeah, Wednesday is a big one. Mexico, whoever is playing in that backline, which I think it's going to be Dexter, um, Damian Lowe, Deshaun, and Bell. We're gonna have to play a really compact game because the Mexicans, they like to flood and overload the wing areas, and both fullbacks, we're gonna have to be careful on how we go forward, how many spaces we leave behind, so they can run behind and stuff like that. But Damian Lowe, you're gonna have to marshal the troops, organize stuff, how we gonna deal with the Mexican running behind and off the ball movements and stuff like that. It's going to be Deshaun Bernard first real game against one of the giants in CONCACAF. You know, played played like what 5 World Cups now, many World Cup qualified games against Mexico team. The same for Damian now, so they have experience, so they're gonna have to share their knowledge and pass it on, to the likes of Dexter, young player. Bell is not that much experience playing against Mexico team. How they played, but he played a few games in the past before. But that midfield, I think Coach Algren is going to have to make a few adjustments there because in that game against Mexico on Wednesday, at some point we're going to need someone who can release the pressure because the Mexicans, they really like to attack, and they're going to overload the wing and they're going to pack the midfield. So we're going to need a player that can release a little bit of the stress of defending, release the ball forward, try to break up the plays and move out quickly in transition and try to catch him on the counter attack. So I don't think Joel or Kevin Lambert can do that job. So my best fit, I think Kevin Lambert is more naturally of a CDM. Joel is more naturally a center back and a right back. I would love to see Daniel Johnson get a start in that game. He is more of a natural ball handling player out of the three. He can carry the ball, he can dribble it, he can push the team up front. He can make quick transition play, long passes and stuff like that. And we're gonna need it. We're really gonna need it because I really believe that in this Mexican team they're gonna really come and they're gonna come with force. So we're gonna need players in the middle that can do both work, and Daniel Johnson can play, a little bit of that CDM role. He's more likely a box to box player. Kevin Lambert is naturally a CDM. Kevin Lambert have the height in that Guatemala game. Kevin Lambert, he made a few clearance, aerial duels, and he won tackles, even though he came off a little early. He got a yellow card, but I still feel he's going to be really important in this Mexico game by using his height, defending set pieces on the defensive side, and trying to attack set pieces on the attacking side. Whenever we get a corner or any other set pieces, he's going to be vital. So his height is crucial going into this game. For our wingers, the likes of Leon and Damari Gray, they're gonna have to do a lot of trap backs because when the Mexicans is coming, especially both wingers, Gallardo is the left back and Jorge Sanchez, he's the right back. These guys, sometimes they play both ways. When they played like a flat four, most of the times, most of the times they play a little bit inverted. They come in and pack that midfield, or whenever they're gonna play that three at the back, which they normally do, they play high up the field, like really high. So they're gonna leave a lot of spaces behind. But when they're attacking, we're gonna need our wingers to help out the defenders, especially both wing backs. So it's going to be really crucial for Damar Gray and Bobby Reed. No, not Bobby Reed and Leon Bailey. Just to help out so they doesn't get really overloaded in both fullback areas. And Bobby Reed gonna need to track back into that midfield area where he help out both midfielders in the central position. As you know, the Mexicans, they like to play with a real natural three men in the middle. Like a triangle, they play with Sanchez, they play with Romo. Most of the games Eric Sanchez played as a creative, or if it's not Eric, it's going to be Carlos Rodriguez. So these guys, they really strong in the midfield. Romo is the natural CDM. Sometimes he drop back into that back four and make it three in the back, so both fullbacks can push up. He break up plays. He still can go box to box. He still can make direct passes into the attacking players for the Mexico team. But Chavez is more of that natural box to box player where I think Chavez has scored a goal and assist in the tournament so far. Likes of Eric Sanchez, he's a little bit quiet, but he's creating stuff. Between I think combined, the big chances that Eric and Carlos Rodriguez both creative player for the Mexico team. I think they create like over 10 big chances in this tournament so far. So that's something to look out for. But there are wingers, Antuna, Pineda, Alvarado. We gonna have to try to mark these guys as close as possible because on paper they're set out to be wingers. They like to rub the touchline with their own fullbacks and overload. Sometimes if the ball is on the right, you have the winger over there on the right, which is Jorge Sanchez and Antuna. Then you will have like Chavez go over there, make it a triangle with their creative midfielder Eric or Carlos Rodriguez, and you find like 4 or 5 men forming like 2, 3 triangles, and when you look, they overload one area and pull you to the right side and then box it back over the left. So it's going to be a really tactical game. It's going to be really interesting to see how Coach Alvin to try to stop the waves of the Mexican players coming forward. They can play the transition game, they can play the possession game, but Mexico have a really issue of scoring. They got 2 strikers in the squad, Henry Martin and Santiago Jimenez. I think they both scored 1 goal apiece in the tournament so far, so they're struggling. They're struggling up front. Most of their goals coming from Pineda. Romo has chipped in with a goal. Chavez, Antuna is delivering assists all over the pitch. Gallardo got 1 assist, the left back. So it's an all-round and a more collective performance. The Mexican have been putting in since the tournament started. You like to see the Mexicans like have strikers that scoring goals, especially in the past. You got Chicharito. They got Oral Peralta. They got Jimenez. But these guys are not around anymore. It's younger players, fresher players, new ideas. But this Mexican team, what I can say, some of their weakness in this Mexican team, how you can break them down. They struggle on set pieces. You saw that in the Qatar game, they scored on crosses coming to the box. You saw that corner kick that they trying to defend against the Asian team where 80 scored on a corner. you know, on numerous times you saw them trying to defend set pieces in that Costa Rica game, and you know, only if the Costa Rica have a real number nine, someone like Mikel Antonio, who could give them a threat in the air, you know, it would be something more different. But you know, we're gonna have to get our set pieces right in this game. We're going to make sure our corner kick is more perfect, because we got more physical, stronger players who like to go head to head in aerial duels. You know, Mexico got two center Vasquez and Montiel. These players don't really like to go physically when ball is coming across or delivering a corner, any type of set piece. They always naturally uncomfortable. I wouldn't say they don't like it, but they're more uncomfortable defending these stuffs. But yeah, that's something that we can try to break them down, you know. And another way how we can get behind this Mexican team is where when both fullbacks is pushing, because they attack with a lot of players. When they play the back four, you know, both fullbacks go up and they will leave the CDM to trap between both center half. You know, it go through in the back. So you see that gap that the fullback gonna leave with that one man in the middle. You know, the likes of Bailey and Damar Gray, we can find spaces between both the left center back and the right center back. You know, when they trying to cover their wing backs. So that's we can try to get those guys isolated as quick as possible, get them on a transition, get them on a go where we can go 1v1 and trying to take them out. This Mexican team, you know, they don't really like when you really come at them, especially when you're trying to press them up in their defensive third. You know, they can make mistakes. And Montes and Vasquez, you know, when they play, it's like they always have mistakes in them. You know, they always make a few mistakes and give you chances to score. So that's something to watch in a game. Yeah, you know, so it's going to be a really good one. But it's glad to see the man them back in the semifinal again. You know, tomorrow I will do a preview, you know, on the game tomorrow. This is just like a little build up into the semifinal, you know. But I just want to say, man, thanks for watching the videos. You know, everyone that's smashing the like button and, you know, commenting, you know, everyone that shared the video all around. I really appreciate it. You know, thank you for watching Nicardo Media House. You know, peace out, man. One love, bless up, one family. Art of love, Jamaica.
In the city life, I'm feeling so alive. Drifting around the corner, got them shades on my eyes. It's a pretty little thing by my side that's flawless. Why you niggas still chasing road?